Today I'd like to share 4 different ways that you can get an infinite return on your next investment property. Okay, one of the ways is pretty rubbish, but 3 are amazing. Hi, my name is Tony Law from Your First 4 Houses, and I teach people how to build a small property portfolio that generates a great income for them so they can give up the day job if they wish, because they're now financially free. If this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification icon so that you don't miss out on any of the free content that I give you each and every week. So before we dive in, I am not FCA approved, and so before you take any action on any of the stuff that I'm about to share with you, it is essential that you seek the advice from somebody who is indeed FCA approved. So today I want to share 4 different ways that you can potentially get an infinite return on investment on that next property investment that you're about to buy. But before I show you these 4 different ways, we should probably just quickly clarify how to actually calculate return on investment. You take the annual profit that you're going to get from the deal after all expenses. You then divide this figure by the cash left in the deal after it's all done and dusted. And you multiply this figure by 100. And this gives you the return on investment. So to take a real world example here, imagine you find a deal that's going to generate an annual profit of say £10,000 after all expenses. But when the deal is done and dusted, probably after refinancing, you need to leave £100,000 in the deal. So we divide £10,000 by £100,000 and then multiply this by 100, and that gives us our return on investment, which in this case is 10%. But now suppose you could do a deal whereby once it is all indeed finished and probably refinanced, you don't actually have any money left in that deal. What kind of return on investment would that give you? So again, let's imagine we found a property that's going to give us an annual profit of £10,000. Once the deal's done and dusted, however, we don't have any money left in that deal. Well, £10,000 divided by 0 multiplied by 100 gives you an infinite return on investment. Okay, so now let me show you 4 different ways that you can do deals where you don't leave any money in. And let me quickly get the worst of these out of the way straight away, and that is to wait a very long time. So here you're going to buy a property probably at market value, and you're probably going to put in your own deposit, your own money that is, and then you're going to wait many years. And as the years pass, that property should, in theory at least, go up in value. Although of course, as we know, there's no guarantees here. When it's gone up enough, you can refinance and finally pull your deposit back out of the deal. But this is not a very intelligent way to invest in property, in my opinion. It takes way too long. And so let me quickly show you 3 different ways that you can get an infinite return on your investment within a very short period of time. So the second way is to buy a property that's seriously below market value, also referred to as being BMV. So here you're going to find and negotiate a BMV type deal. You're going to smarten it up. Nothing particularly major, you're not going to do any major works on it, just sort of bring it up to a much more cleaner, modern kind of look. You're then going to go back and refinance this back to its full market value, because don't forget, you bought it below market value, didn't you? And you're going to do this maybe within 6, 12, 18 months, something like that. And so in this way you can pull most or all of your money back out of the deal. Now the truth is, I did not believe that this was possible. I really didn't, and anybody that knows me knows that that's the case. But I've now done this many times. And for some real world examples of how you can find these types of deals, and crucially, where you're leaving the seller entirely happy, can I suggest that you check out my free property mini course, because I give you some real world examples in there. Now the third way is to add genuine value. So here, we're going to buy probably at market value, or maybe we're going to buy the property a little bit below market value, but we're not getting a major discount in this particular example. But then, crucially, we're going to add some genuine, tangible value to that property. And we're then going to refinance it based on the new uplifted value, now that we've added that genuine tangible value. And once again, we're then going to be able to refinance and completely pull all or most of our money back out of that deal. But the crucial point here is that you must add real tangible value, a lick of paint and maybe doing a little bit of decorating or maybe putting in a new kitchen. That's simply not going to cut it. And again, for 12 real examples of what I would consider would add genuine value here, again, can I encourage you to check out that free mini course? I'll put the link here, but also in the description box below, because in there I share 12 different ways that you can do this. And the fourth way is to work with investors. So here you're going to find a property that gives a higher return on investment. You're then going to find an investor who wants to get a great return on their money. The investor then probably funds the deal in its entirety, probably, but you organise all of the work. The investor is then either remunerated via a fixed interest loan, or they get a share of the deal, a piece of the deal, obviously depending on what you've negotiated. But in either case, you've put no money in, and so for your part of this deal, you get an infinite return on your investment. Now the truth is, there are loads of people out there with money sitting in the bank earning a pitiful return, and many of those would greatly appreciate the opportunity to earn a far greater return by getting involved with a competent investor, a competent property investor, and maybe kind of working alongside them. But if you are doing this type of deal, you need to be very aware that there are some clear and stringent guidelines that you must adhere to. In my online property masterclass, I teach you a whole load of different ways that you can fund your deals without needing to put in big deposit money. And so if you'd like to have a 10-minute phone call with me to find out if this course might benefit you, simply click the link here to book a time slot.